Hello friends, good afternoon. This is Shiva again, and this part of slide or video I'm going to explain EWM functions and process. Okay, and now we are moving to the various EWM functions which are available and can be grouped into the process. I mean, as per the EWM is concerned, and I hope actually this total view you can already already you have gone through in my first video. So as a part of extended warehouse management process, we have to segregate the topics based on inbound process and then outbound process and warehousing and storage and then evaluation and planning, and fifth one is physical inventory. So I already told we have in inbound process, as just a refresh actually I'm giving this. So we have goods received, put away optimization, yard management, quality inspection, slotting and rearrangement. And in outbound process we have goods issue, wave management, cross docking, the value added service nothing but VAS, packing, replenishment, environment health and safety services EHS, and then actually we have in the topic warehousing and storage. Below that we have handling units, so RF and barcoding, that is RFID, resource management, material flow systems, and then we have evaluation. As a fourth topic we have evaluation and planning. So below that we have warehouse monitors to monitor the incoming and outgoing movements in the warehouse, putaways and picking, and say actually internal movements, everything can be monitored. So and then actually it's nothing but warehouse monitor is nothing but a single screen which is having all the related warehouse movements, right? Warehouse related activities can be listed, and you can see the warehouse orders, warehouse task, wave, release, whatever functionality you need, or you can assign a resource or a work center, whatever you need. Actually you can do that in a single page. It's a kind of what you called actually it's a kind of mimic kind of thing in EWM. So you can process everything inside that. You can confirm that everything can be taken place in the single screen. I will in coming videos I will show you the warehouse monitor screens and everything. So ECWM underscore underscore slash MON is a transaction for that, and we have then task and alert monitors are there, then delivery monitor, labor management, and then fifth topic is physical inventory. We have periodic inventory, continuous inventory, cyclic counting. So in this area I'm not I'm not going to explain each and everything. It's just a introduction to you, and let's move on to inbound process. So at the core of the inbound process is a GR, that is goods receipt process, that includes the functionality necessary to direct the movements of the product from the warehouse door to the final destination bins based on the configuration, that is EWM configuration settings and the master data setup we have done. So products can be put away in an optimal fashion. Use of slotting and rearrangement function can be used as an internal part of the put away optimization process. Okay, and slot and you can ask what is slotting and rearrangement is a special type of functionality in EWM. I will explain you in coming videos, and then we are going to move on to slotting. So during slotting, the storage concept is automatically determined for the product. The system determines the underlying storage parameters that are relevant for put away. On the basis of the product data, requirement data we did set up, we have done, and then packaging data. So all this packaging data can be defined in the master data, right, in EWM. So rearrangement is used to optimize the arrangement of your products in the warehouse by moving the stocks such as fast moving items to the relevant optimal storage bins as determined by the slotting process. So slotting is followed by the rearrangement process. Okay, and then comes yard management. So yard management, I mean, it's same as like I mean, in SAP ECC we have the yard management functionality. The functionality and overall is same, but we have the special functionalities in extended functionalities in EWM. So yard management can be used to monitor and manage the vehicles, that is transportation units, that arrive to deliver the products to the warehouse, and as already described as a part of the inbound process. Say whatever truck or transportation vehicles it is coming to your warehouse, that is taken for put away is a inbound process. And yard management can also be used to manage the transportation units TUs that arrive to pick up the orders to deliver to the customer or other company warehouse, that is for outbound. Okay, so both for inbound and outbound we have the yard management. Okay, and then quality inspection. So the quality inspection is tightly integrated with the EWM. So material that are being received in the warehouse may require quality related inspection. I mean, quality related check is required, right? Whenever it is coming either from vendor or from some other subcontracting vendor or any from external source, it is subjected to, even from production also it is subjected to quality inspection, quality inspection check. Then only if it is if it fit to the standards of the particular organization or your client company, then only it is approved and moved to the final storage, right? So that is a process. So these inspections can be managed using EWM quality inspection function through the use of quality inspection engine. So we have this functionality or integration of quality module with the EWM. And the quality inspection documents are created for the products to be inspected, and as a result of the inspection it is posted against them. Okay, and then outbound process. The outbound process represents the second part of the major EWM process. It is complex, it is a little bit complex than the than our SAP WM. Okay, so within the outbound process, goods issues represents the pick, pack and staging, and then finally loading of the products from the warehouse. The remaining process in the outbound process supports a goods issue process. Okay, and then using the wave management function, you can use EWM to combine the items or split items from the warehouse request for the outbound deliveries into the waves. These waves must be picked and processed at a roughly same time. Waves can be created manually or automatically in EWM. Okay, and I already told, right? Actually, wave will combine the different warehouse requests or warehouse task to group together, and then actually we can one warehouse order will have multiple warehouse tasks. Okay, so we can see one by one in the coming videos. And next let's move on to cross docking. As everybody knows, we have different types of cross docking, right? Merchandising, retail cross docking, and production cross docking. All this comes into picture. We have many 5 to 6 types of cross dockings are available. And in cross docking, you transport the products or HUs from the goods receipt to the goods issue without put away occurring in between them. I mean actually the product or material, finished product or material which is not placed in the final storage bin, rather than it is placed at the goods receipt zone, and from where actually the goods issue has been made. Sorry friends, actually I got a call in the middle. So let's move on. Actually now we are discussing about the cross docking. You transport the product or HUs from the goods receipt to the goods issue without put away occurring in between them. In case of push deployment, that is PD, and the pick from the goods receipt PFGR, you start by working with the standard goods receipt process. And transportation cross docking TCD supports transportation of handling units HUs across different distribution centers in your organization normally actually the distribution warehouse called distribution centers, right? To the from where this handling units across a different distribution center warehouse to the final destination location. Okay, and if the final destination is a customer site, a sales order in SAP ERP or a customer relationship management forms the basis for the transportation cross-docking. However, the transportation cross-docking can also be used to support the movement of HUs between your warehouses. So, in this case, a stock transport order will facilitate the basis for transportation cross-docking. So it's nothing but without placing the stock within the warehouse, we are doing you are placing the material in the goods receipt area, and from where the goods issue immediately happens and sends to the end customer or customer delivery or something. Well, then we have this in each warehouse we have the special task or services to facilitate the improvement of warehouse performance and everything. For that we are using value added services. So typical value added service VAS activities performed in the warehouse distribution centers are assembling products, packing products, labeling or kitting. Although, right, actually the typical value added services activities performed in the warehouse or distribution centers are assembling. Say we are assembling certain spare parts to form a finished goods as per the requirement of the as per the requirement of the end customer, or based on the business requirements, like that. Say in case of pump industry or motor industry, we need to do lot of assemblings to make it as a complete material, and packing products, labeling or kitting. So although all these processes are described here as a outbound process. Okay, so all these assembling products, packing products, labeling or kitting are a value added service can be performed as a part of inbound or an outbound process. So VAS activities are managed in EWM under the control of a VAS order. So we need to create a VAS order against these activities. The VAS order defines which processing must be performed by the warehouse employees in the allotted work centers. For example, you can also use a VAS order in the goods issue process to assemble kits for your customer, and then to pack them to the customer specific basis using this VAS order. So next topic is packaging. So packaging is not a special thing in EWM. Actually, is well known, same like the packaging process in all the warehouse systems or warehouse in the general warehouse. So packing in the outbound process generally involves removal of stock from a storage bin and placing the stock into a pick handling unit. So depending on your packing requirements, the pick HU may be taken to a packing work center where the products in the pick HUs are packed further into the other HUs for shipping or repacked into other HUs. Okay, I think actually those who already worked in ECC, SAP, WM will have the concept of pick HUs and everything, right? So I think I don't want to explain more in that, because actually mainly the EWM is a further add-on to the SAP WM. Okay, but additional, we have the additional features in it, and then comes a replenishment. So replenishment is also called refill, right? So if the level of the stock is below, is moving, is depleting in the storage bin, we need to refill that. So for that we are doing the replenishment process. So replenishment control can be used to restock. That is why I told refill. So here actually I use the term restock, right? So can be used to restock a picking area in accordance with the demand for the products that are picked in this area. There are several replenishment strategies that can be used to direct the replenishment process. Okay, Data that can be used to determine the replenishment shocks can come from slotting, open warehouse requests, and can be entered manually. So next comes EHS. The function in environmental health and safety module provides the support for proper handling and storage of hazardous substances in the warehouse. In addition, these services can help ensure that goods are transported in accordance with the various governmental oriented regulations. The hazardous substance data used in this EHS services function is obtained by the integration with EHS in SAP ERP system. So the normally it is the EHS is not directly located at the EWM, but it is located, or it is integral or embedded within SAP ECC. And when ECC is connected to EWM, we will get all this EHS functionality. Okay, as per the this is a before S4HANA. Okay, and then we have the handling units. So the EWM warehousing and storage process include supports of handling units in all the warehouse process where products must be moving using handling units. Okay, and examples of this requirement is in the use or EWM process oriented storage controls that require that product movements occurs in proper sequence in the warehouse. We have process oriented storage control POAC and location oriented storage LOAC, right? Layout oriented storage control LOAC and POC in the EWM. So based on the business requirement, we need to adhere to the POAC or LOAC, and based on the configuration is determined. Okay, that simply determines the product movement within your warehouse. And then mobile data entry. The support of mobile data entry or scanning devices, RF, right, is an integral function in EWM and can be used for all warehouses. Okay, and integrated with RF functionality is a resource management function. Okay, and that is used to link your warehouse resource, people and material handling unit. Material handling equipments. So we have this user assignment to the particular the warehouse task, and actually it will also show what is the type of RF devices we are connected and what is the resolution for that. Actually normally we have 16 bar 20, 8 bar 40 resolution types are there, and 8 bar 40 normally used for the handle, and 16 bar 20 normally used for the vehicle mounted RF guns. Okay, normally scanning devices. I hope everybody knows that, and it is not as special system in EWM. Same like RF device implementation in WM only. So just an additional, we have this. RFID related functionalities are available. We need to manage a resource management. Everything is an add-on function in EWM. So the people and material handling equipments are managed, right, and then so that actually the RF environment will be ensured that proper resources are assigned to a warehouse task. The same like a WM. And RFID. So support of radio frequency identification tag is also a key function in EWM. So use of RFID tags with SAP Auto ID infrastructure, AII, right, component is possible for the inbound, outbound and internal product movements. For warehouse that have automated storage and retrieval system, ASRS. So and then EWM provides some material flow systems, MFS, that is conveyor management system, that can be used to interface this system with EWM. So whatever this ASRS or MFS and auto ID infrastructure or the special process in the EWM. So to achieve ASRS in WM, we need to use warehouse control systems, WCS, but and also requires a complex interface required, and all the it can be achieved through the IDOC interface normally, and it is achieved using WM Tot, WM Toco, all these things. And EWM we have the inbuilt interfaces available. So the connection to external ASRs or any forklift or any warehouse handling equipments, right? That is simple compared to WM, where WM we require third-party interfaces required, but SAP EWM facilitates automated integration of warehouse systems. Okay, warehouse handling equipments. So it is EWM is well planned with material flow systems that can be used to interface these systems with EWM. So in the coming videos I will explain about the RFID, ASRS for the EWM and also for the material flow systems. All this I will explain in detail in my coming videos. So as a part of this video we need to give an introduction. So we cannot I'm not going to deep dive into the scenarios. And then we have this monitoring tools. Evaluation and planning process in EWM consists of various monitoring tools and the labor management function. So labor management function, HR management, right? Normally in ECC we are connecting this labor management with through the HR functionality, but in EWM we have this separate separate module, I can say, a labor management function within the warehouse. The central monitoring function for all EWM process, right? And the master data is a warehouse management monitor. I already told SCWM /MON, right? That is for the warehouse management monitor, or simply the warehouse monitor. So contained within the warehouse monitor, we can able to display warehouse request, warehouse task, warehouse order, and other order document, and all the confirmations taking place in the EWM. In addition, we can check the stock related data from the EWM storage bins can also be displayed. So it is nothing but a simple mimic for the warehouse which was implemented with SAP EWM. These are not available in WM, and if we require that, actually we need to go for customized screens in WM. That is really a big task. Okay, it is a complex task and it requires more coding functionality and business process experience is required to build such a centralized monitoring system in WM. And it is also sometimes it is not possible. Actually, some functionalities are not possible. Other than that, we have I think actually everybody know, actually we have this outbound monitors, inbound monitors, warehouse monitors also available in WM. But though compared to those, this is very realistic and more sophisticated thing. So one user can easily monitor all the warehouse tasks, warehouse order, warehouse request, stock, live stocks, and also you can cross check with the exact stock differences. You can confirm the warehouse order, confirm the task. Everything can be performed at the warehouse monitor stage level. It is a mimic, kind of simple mimic, we can say. So those who are already know, in the factories we have a simple mimic system where all the process can be depicted. Same like that in SAP EWM we have this, all the functionalities are mapped to a single screen called warehouse monitor. So this is built into the warehouse monitor. Is an alert monitoring function also available, which is more sophisticated and helpful in various EWM exceptions, and which can be monitored efficiently. Okay, and labor management, next comes actually labor management. So labor management provides a series of functions that can be used to plan labor times and labor incoming and outgoing times, maximum utilization of labor and resources in your warehouse, how they are working properly, whether they are involved in optimizely. Those can be effectively monitored, thereby making your warehouse more productive. You can use these functions to measure, plan, you can use this labor management to measure, plan, simulate. You can even simulate the real-time environment and visualize the activities in your warehouse. We have the simulation option in the EWM, so you can even cross-check within your say if your organization having 10 different warehouse, you have this simulation functionality. You can compare the maximum labor utilization and warehouse functionality optimization within existing within your different warehouses and take a graph of that. Okay, so labor management also provides the ability to compare and evaluate the performance of the warehouse. Okay, warehouse and warehouse employees based on the standard engineering standards depicted in the logistics. After executing planned work, the planned and actual times can be retrieved and reviewed, and we can based on that we can announce the incentives to the labor based on their performance and dedication towards and sincerity towards their work in the warehouse. So say for example, we can monitor the individual labor, how much he can do put away operation per day, how much picking operation per day, based on his queue allotment to the particular resource. So if it's doing more than 100 task allotted by supervisor, then he was rated efficient worker. We can give as incentives to encourage them. So incentives can be triggered in connected with the HR system for bonus payment. So next topic is a physical inventory. So physical inventory process in EWM are used to carry out physical inventory of products and handling units for stock control and for the balance sheet purpose, that is for finance purpose of your organization. You can prepare the calculation for your finance asset and liabilities management. You have the following options: storage bin specific physical inventory. This option refers to counting a storage bin and therefore to all the products and HUs in the storage bin. And that is the first option, storage bin specific physical inventory. This refers to the counting of storage bin and therefore all the products and HUs in the storage bin can be counted. Next one is product specific physical inventory. In this option, the counting a specific product in one or more storage bins or HUs. First one is storage bin. Say you need to count what are the materials, which are all different materials available in the storage bin and which are the different HUs available in the storage bin related to a product can be counted. The entire storage bin is counted. Whereas the product specific means, if material oriented means wherever the particular material is available across different bins or storage, that particular product and material and related HUs can be counted. Okay, that is a two major difference. So to perform the physical inventory, as already told, we have the three types of inventory procedures: periodic physical inventory procedure, and then continuous physical inventory, that is for throughout the year 365 days 24/7, and then cyclic counting, as already told, it is an automated program. We are scheduling it the background. And I think actually my presentation will be more helpful to you. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks. This is GV Shivakumar. Thanks for watching again. Yeah. Thank you.